when you're in this business, people know about this, that, and the other. Treat people well, because if you treat people not so well, eventually that you will meet them again, etc. That it's like being in the army again. Pardon my language, but they say crap follows you. Like if you're a soldier, AJ, and you're a bad soldier, you go somewhere. I'm your sergeant major. You don't like me, you go somewhere else. I guarantee you, me being your sergeant major will know the people who you are with in your next unit. So treat people well, treat people fairly, because you never know when people are going to come and bite you in your behind, etc. Take advantage, because they're going to turn around and say, well, I remember that actor and he had a bit of an attitude watching. Everybody wants to progress in life. That's the idea, to progress as far as you can, and you don't want anything chopping off your feet or hindering you. So treat people well and you'll go far. Even if people treat you bad, just treat them well. I mean, there was one particular actress, we did not get along at all, but we made sure that when we were on screen, the dislike, I would say, because I don't dislike anybody, the disagreements that she and I had for each other, etc., are brought on screen, because we are on the screen, we did not like each other. So although we did not get along off screen, you bring that energy onto screen so they can say, wow, they don't really like each other, but
Oh. Hey everyone, welcome to Create Your Starting Podcast. I am Ajay Tambe, the host and producer of the show, and I connected with Wayne 2 or 3 years back. We connected for the story. He was doing some film and shooting and all. I saw his work. And we got connected because, I have a habit of connecting with actors, international actors. So he was in the network, and one day hey Wayne, can we connect? Is it possible for you to do a story? And I'd like to interview you, how you started. Then I came to know a lot about Wayne. So we also interviewed Wayne in 2021, but things now changed. He worked in a lot of projects. At the same time, we also did a lot of interviews, and now we reconnected back for a project, and that is going to be the Christmas New Year's project. And he's part of it. He's playing the part in the 4th or 3rd episode, I guess. And that's why we would like to know more about what's going in the life of Wayne and what he can give to the world of acting. So welcome to the show, Wayne.
Hello, AJ. Long time. Nice to see you.
It's great having you, and it's great having you to be a part of one of my favorite projects in this December and January.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
It's always good to see you. I love the energy that you have. I love the passion that you have. I can see that in your eyes. You always, up to mark. Yeah, I'm available. I'm there. I'm here for you. I love this kind of energy when I see in fellow actors and makers and directors. So first of all, thank you for the energy that you have. And you have done a lot of things. You changed the career, and you still have the same passion. Someone who is 19. Yeah, someone who is 19 and someone who is 20. You have the same kind of passion for acting at this age. That's really great. So before we jump on, to something that you are doing today and the expertise that you have and the experience that you have, I would like to know Wayne from school days.
Okay.
I would like to jump back to Wayne's childhood, and I'd like to know how you were as a kid in school days, when you are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, growing up in the high school period. How was Wayne during school days?
Well, Wayne, during his youth days, school days, he was a very, very happy, very mischievous, very adventurous. I'm the youngest of 6, so I could get away with quite a bit, i.e. breaking people's windows, blaming other people, breaking people's beds, tearing up library books, etc. in the family. So basically, the family mom and dad left me alone. When they were going to get a beating, they'd go for my brothers and sisters, and I'd just be left. So I didn't really get any drama that side. So it's always good to be the youngest of the family, because you could get away with many things. But as I said, my education at school, again, very quiet. I didn't get myself into trouble. Very studious, very hardworking. Loved sports, loved cricket, loved rugby, loved football, etc. So basically, that's how I was. I had a good set of friends back then, etc. I still keep the same friends that I had at school. But
what are you saying? Same friends?
Not definitely the same friends, but
friends
people who were in my year. Because the good friends who I had, they've moved on, but I still have a few friends that I remember from school years, so we do mix it sometimes.
God, I just want to know one thing. How, look, you choosing into military, then you choosing acting. How were you as a kid, like behavior-wise? Introvert, how to?
I hear you. I was always I was a good student. I was a good kid.
Serious?
Mm. I
Oh,
attended my lectures very much. One of my favorite subjects was chemistry. And
wow.
I decided to pursue it. That's why when I was in the army, I did
Yeah,
it's petroleum engineer, but
petroleum. Yep.
engineer. So that, yeah, I was good. And as I said, the friends were, when I was growing up, my mom, God rest her soul, she said, if you want to be the best, hang around with the best. So I always used to make it my point of duty to hang around with the people who are very, very more intelligent than myself. And I thought that maybe it could rub off, but it
Oh,
didn't sometimes. And when you're looking for solutions, sometimes it's in
yeah.
your face. So
Oh,
at the end
yeah.
of the day, I moved from those friends and I went to some other friends and I got my grades. With help from the
Wow.
friends, I got my grades.
Awesome. It's good to hear you. Yeah, chemistry, then petroleum.
Yeah.
Yep, got it. Chemistry is your favorite subject. Uh,
Yes, it was one of the, well, yeah, it was actually, yeah.
awesome. Now we jump on who was the most influencing person for you. Something, you growing up, you see someone who is doing better in life, you try to follow their steps, not in a way exactly, but you, hey, this thing, this guy or this woman or this man looks good and I'd like to be like him, not in exact copy, but the steps that he is taking in life, the influence that he is having on me, I'd like to have that influence on some other. I want to be
Absolutely.
that kind of person when I grew up and be a man.
Mm.
So who was that? Was it mom, dad, any celebrity, any personality, any relative, any friend, someone, brother, sister? Who was that personality in your life?
Well, I'll say two people that who have influenced my life: my
Hmm.
late mother and
Okay.
my eldest brother. As regards mom, she was a very warm, caring, loving, sensible, sensitive. She was our matriarch.
Hmm.
So at the end of, everybody wants to aspire. I mean, she had a very good heart about herself, etc. She'd help anybody on the street, and
Hmm.
to a point, I'm like that. The other
Oh,
one I would say is my eldest brother. He was in the army for 42 years. He's a retired judge now, and I think
okay.
that's one of the reasons why I decided to join partly one of the reasons why I decided to join the army. When he used to come back to visit us, he had this charisma about
Oh.
him, aura. And when you travel to various countries, you bring
Hmm.
that energy. And when he used to come to the house and I used to see him, I used to
Yeah.
think, where does he get this energy from? And years in life later on, he said, well, it's army life, traveling around, etc. When you join the army, AJ, you don't become narrow-minded, you become very open-minded, because
Yeah.
not only do you see other countries, you see other
Hmm.
cultures, you speak other languages. So that's my type of thing. So my eldest brother, and I hope he's listening to this, and my mom.
We'll tag him. We'll tag him. Share his Instagram, Facebook. We'll tag him surely.
Mm,
I'll send you a separate clip of this, and
absolutely.
we'll surely send this clip. Like your eldest brother and mother had influence on your life,
Mm,
and yeah, I love this thing about you, that
mm,
you really wanted to rub those things off in your life, and yeah, it
absolutely.
certainly looked like. I can see that now. From
Mm,
now, here's the thing: 19 years in military as a petroleum engineer. Excellent student. You love chemistry. That's the rarest part actors would love to do.
mm,
Loving chemistry is not the thing when it comes to someone who's acting. They have kind of different choices, have different subjects. History becomes their main part. History becomes their favorite subjects for most of those who are actors and doing good. Your favorite subject is chemistry. 19 years in military as petroleum engineer.
mm.
What just happened that you chose acting as the career and not anything else? I mean, like, you could have done anything, any career.
Sure.
Was there any film you watched? Was there any culture that film culture that you wanted to be in your life? Why acting? Why nothing?
But
Like,
But
you could
yeah,
have just
yeah, yeah.
done
Well,
anything
first of
else.
all, I was in the military, not 19, 18. I wish I could have done 19. Well, it was 18 and a bit years. But
Okay.
I think one of the things when I left the army,
Mm-hmm.
I did I was working at an airport. I worked in the Netherlands.
Okay. Okay.
It was for logistics, logistical company back there. And
Mm-hmm.
then my mom became ill, so I decided to come back to Birmingham, and I worked at
Okay.
Birmingham Airport. So
Okay.
when you said, well, you decided to become I did become an actor, but it has taken time. At the end of the day, you do the job that you're doing in the army in civilian life, but you realize to yourself, this is not what I want to do. I don't want to do 9 to 5 job. I want to experience life. So I remember I was working in the south, and I wasn't working at the airport. I was walking through an airport, and I saw these two guys looking at me. Now I didn't pay any attention, and
Mm-hmm.
I was walking back to get my bag or something, or to buy something, and the tall guy called me over and he said, "Are you an extra actor?" So I
Oh.
said, no, 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 I'm nothing. I'm just walking through. And he said, look it up. That's all I remember him saying. Now, I was living in Hastings at the time, and I remember driving from Gatwick Airport all the way up to Hastings. And
Mm-hmm.
we have a radio station out here. It's called Magic. And
Oh.
they were talking about actors and extras. So I thought, well, what a bloody coincidence. So as soon as I got home, I went, Googled it, looked it up, investigated to see what it was, and I've never looked back since. And the
Wow.
people say you really get into a character. Well, I think it's
Yeah.
because when you was in the army, remember the military is just a game, a big game, and if you play the
Yeah.
game well, then you get on. And because I'm a very observant person, you get to see
Yeah.
how people are, how people's traits. So
Yeah.
sometimes when I make a film, I mean, we did one. It's called Thieves in the Night. And
Yeah.
people said, you got into a character so well, blah, blah, blah. It's because I remember these people in the back of my head. My
Yeah.
character was
Character
Ray,
study.
and I know many
Character
Rays.
study.
So basically, that was it. So that was a big transition. And I thought to myself, using the military experience that I have in the past and my life
Yeah.
experience, because I've joined
Mm-hmm.
the acting game quite late.
Yeah.
But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, when you're acting, the age is nothing. Age is nothing but the number,
Oh,
etc. But
absolutely. Absolutely.
you join. But I think the reason why I've been quite successful, well, I've done okay so far, is having the ability to remember things, remember people. I mean, when I was 4 years of age, my
Good
favorite
memory.
movie was James Cagney, Angels with Dirty Faces. Now, I'm only 4. When I was 5, it was The African Queen with Humphrey
What are you
Bogart.
saying? 4 and 5 year old?
Exactly. I always used to watch movies a lot of the time. All time. If it wasn't Lauren Hardy, it was John Wayne. If it wasn't John Wayne, it
Yeah.
was Cary Grant. So I remember these things. I've got a very good memory for things, and I've got a very
Good
good
memory.
memory for characters. So
Too good
if the
memory.
director says, "Can you play it like such and such and such?" I will try to remember. Do I remember such and such a character when I was growing up? So if it
Wow.
meets with him, I remember the character from when I James Cagney, how he walked. Then I would do
Yeah.
that walk. So I try to make it as realistic as possible.
Wow. Wow. That's look. One thing I got from you. You got good memory
Mm,
recall. You got a
yeah,
good memory recall. What
I hope so.
and
I hope so.
you observe the characteristics. You observe the behavioral pattern. That's one thing. Military got you. To
Correct.
observe other people's, other cultures, how he's behaving, what's
Pay
his
attention
thing,
to
how
detail.
is
Exactly.
yeah. Attention to detail. That's the best thing and the important thing in the field of acting.
Yeah,
You got
very
it
true, Ajay.
on it, and it's natural for you. You don't. It got
Mm,
inside you without you working on it. It just became a part of you.
mm,
So it comes with you now whenever you're working on your projects. This part of recalling memories, characters, behaviors, looking on small things comes with you, and that actually played a bigger part here.
right,
You get
right,
it? Yep,
exactly.
yep, yep. And that's the biggest thing that you have with you at this moment.
Mm,
Yeah, and the way you got into acting, two people calling you, hey, you should be extra.
yeah,
I think
very true.
I think that you were not looking to do a 9 to 5 job. You were looking to do something which is like, opens your curiosity, opens you as a person. You
Yeah,
were tired up of doing the same thing. You are looking something that will make your life more interesting,
mm,
make your life more
exactly, Ajay.
more like you need that thrill. You need to know what is the thing that I don't know. I need to go and
Mm,
find it out. You will like, no, if I'm doing a 9 to 5 job, I know what's going to happen.
yeah,
If I'm doing acting, there's uncertainty in this business.
mm,
But you took that challenge, and that's what kept you going. Like, this is something I really love, and there's uncertainty, but I love this kind of uncertainty,
mm,
because that's the business I was in last 19 years. That's the thing that I was doing from last 19. I want that thrill. So yeah, that curiosity, you got a good amount of curiosity with you. That's going
exactly.
to take you very long.
Ex- AJ, we are thinking along the same lines. Exactly, my friend.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay, it's good to know you. It's good to know. uh okay, so yeah, you answered my question. uh is there can you tell us what's the thing? Your military background is quite unique.
mm,
Okay, so how has your time in the military influenced your approach to acting? You told me about you were used to observe the characters,
mm,
like you observing different people. So, how and when you came to know, okay, I have this skill in me and this is helping me, how was that thing connected? When okay, this is the skill and that's the skill that I have, which
right.
will be very powerful for me in my career now as an actor. When you came to know, like, this is
Well,
something I have and it's really powerful?
well, you said, yeah, my military background it is unique, and it has quite a lot to do with how I behave come towards my acting. As I said, I'm very, very observant about many, many things,
Yeah.
and you learn that when you're in the military, etc. So you say it's gone into my acting. If I'm going to play a character, the first thing that I'm going to do is to research that character fully,
Yeah.
fully, and I'm also going to try to remember back certain things about my military
Yeah.
life, the friends who I used to associate with myself, etc. So
Oh,
that's how I tend to work it in
that's
order for me
that's
to
your
build.
research part.
Yeah, that's correct. Doing a lot of reading because I am an avid reader. I read a lot, etc., and I remember a great deal. So sometimes I will telephone a friend. I says, "You remember such and such and such from the military?" And they say, "Yes or no, etc." How was? And
Oh,
I'd ask questions as regards to that person.
wow,
And if
that's
it's a
cool. That's
person
cool.
himself, I'll ask. If it's a person who I'm talking about, I will
Mhm.
actually speak and try to find out about their character. So I can
Okay.
try to remember it myself.
Wow, that's good kind of story, and that's good kind of
Mm.
something that you have in your bank.
Yeah,
Just calling a friend and hey, someone.
I know.
That's a good thing. You don't have to rush that long. You just call a person. Hey, I know someone. Just can I talk to him? Is there something that
Well,
I
this
can?
is it.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
That's a
it,
good kind
AJ.
of bank you have with you
I
when it
always
comes
like
to
that. But you
study.
see, coming from the military, I'm always prepared. Always.
Oh,
One thing about even when you leave the military, you always have that sense of being prepared. Because when you're in the army, and they're telling you to do this, that, and you're thinking, my God, I mean, you're getting up 5 o'clock in the morning going for a run, and you're
yeah,
thinking,
yeah,
who does this crazy? Now in the eve, I've left the military a few years
yeah.
now. I will get up in the morning and go for a run.
Go for a run.
Go for a
That's
run. So it does come back to you.
it.
So
It stayed with you. It's the
that's
discipline.
the word. It stayed with me,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah,
So
yeah.
getting up and speaking to a friend or wanting to know about somebody, they're always on the end of a telephone.
Yeah.
Mm.
When it comes to acting, what kind of disciplines that you follow when any new project starts up? Like military teaches you discipline. The first thing that you learn from military, and it's the one thing I can see that stayed with you at this moment.
Mm.
So I guess you take a project as a mission in your sort of ways. We got this kind of mission. For example, if we connect this to military, this project, you can take it as a mission that we are going there. We are going to do this.
Mm.
You I just want to know, what is there any kind of disciplines when it comes to a certain project that you follow when it comes to acting now in today?
Yeah, I always if the first thing that I'm going to do, if somebody gives me a character, I will
Mhm.
be in the library from 8 o'clock in the morning until maybe 2, 3, 4 o'clock reading that character. So I
Wow.
get to know what that person is like. So no stone is unturned. So
Mhm.
my take, if he's crying, you cry like the Niagara Falls. And if your character's nose is running, his nose is supposed to be running like a river. If you understand, you want to get it that 100%. So
Okay.
that's my layout. So I go
Yeah,
and
yeah. You go and hunt the moment you came to know. Like the moment you have the project, you go for hunting
mm,
for things and just collect things, keep it in your
mm,
pocket and
that's
use
right.
them when you want it.
Yeah,
Using
that's
them. Yeah,
correct.
you just
It's in the
have it.
bank. It's in the
Yeah,
bank.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got those things
Mm.
and you collect, you research. Yep. That's the one thing that you follow with your discipline part as a prep part for you. Got
And I
it.
make sure I remember my lines. I'm
Yeah.
good at that.
So
Mm.
what's the thing with lines? How are you with on the set? uh you miss lines, you are completely good with lines, someone else miss it? What's the thing
I'm
on
good
this
with lines.
on-set
I'm very
experience?
I'm very fortunate to say that I'm very very good with lines. What I will tend
Yeah,
to do is record something,
yeah.
and when I'm doing housework or when I'm cooking or doing whatever, when we're out, I'm always got my earphones on, so I'm remembering. So
So, so,
you
so
know, they say, AJ, it normally takes about 3 weeks to learn a script, your lines in a script. It
yeah,
normally
yeah.
takes me about a week and a half to 2 weeks at the maximum because I'm going through it. And when they're
Wow.
giving me a job, an acting job, I want to be the best. So I've got, I want to do the best so I possibly can.
So you're saying now, once you get a script, you record your part
My
in a
vocals, yeah.
proper recording and then you play in your headphones,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's what you do.
That's all I do. I
Oh
mean, people,
god, that's the
you've got
best
people got different
exercise.
methods, but that's my method.
Oh yeah, I mean this is new thing. I just heard.
Mm,
Oh my god, this is completely different, out
yeah.
of the box. So
Mm,
so when you're cooking, when you're doing things, that is playing in your head, so you remember. All you
yeah.
need to adjust is the flow with
Mm,
what director is saying. You said you need to say a line in this way, but
mm.
you remember the line, so you can change the flow whenever it is needed.
Yeah, because you
You
remember,
got
as
the
a
lines.
when you're you you can improvise.
Yeah, yeah. I
You
mean
can do your
that's
little
the
improvise.
onset. That's the
Exactly,
onset. Like
exactly.
for example, what I was saying is, you got the line, but there may be something that actor could change. hey, say in this way, say in that way. So that's where you can change the emotion, but you know the line.
Exactly.
But you know the
Exactly.
line, and that's the best
Exactly
study.
right.
Wow, this is cool exercise. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try with
Right.
someone who is going to be part of the project. I'm going to send them this. You can try this. You have 1 month of time,
Yeah, yeah.
in case in future. But this is really good thing. I am going to keep it in my bank.
Yeah, it works. It really does work.
Yep,
You know,
yep.
for any
It looks
inspiring
like it looks.
if any inspiring actors are out there, say, "Well, I remember the lines. Take it from me. Record your
Mhm,
lines
mhm.
on a cassette. Put it in your earphones. And when you're going about your daily business, your daily chores, rather
Yeah.
than listening to music, listen to your words."
Wow, that's cool. That's cool.
Mm.
Now we jump on your voiceover work. So you started something where it was not like voiceover part when you started it. It was like you being a part where you were just standing and someone saw you as an extra. You
Mm.
started getting projects and then you come. But how this voiceover work happened, and you can do American accents.
Hmm.
How you developed this skill of, because it's very difficult and different job when it comes to just doing voiceovers. So how this accents, different accent, how you develop the skills? What's the thing?
But to be honest, my voice has always been a little different from the rest of my brothers and sisters for
Oh,
some
okay.
reason. And you know, when you live with yourself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you don't hear your voice like other people hear your voice. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
so I used to tell people it's through years of drinking, smoking, and shouting at people, etc. But to be honest, in all honesty, they probably shouted at me more than I at
Okay,
them, etc.
okay,
But
okay.
you know, the honesty, it broke and it broke again. So you
Mhm.
know, that's all I can say, and it's worked well with me. And as regards to the American actor, I've been to the States many a times. Yeah, I was going to go
Okay.
when I left the military. My intention was to go
Hmm.
to work overseas in a place called Canada, a place called Saskatchewan, but it didn't
Okay.
work. I'm an actor here, but when I was we went for the United Nations tour. So if you listen
Okay.
to my accent, it's not only American you can hear, you can hear a bit of Canadian, you can hear a bit of Irish, you can hear a bit of
Wow.
people from Newcastle, South Africa. It's because of the people who I associated myself with, you know, the military
That's
people.
that's too good.
So
That's too good.
yeah, so that's basically it really. So you know, bro, and you know, it's done me the world of good. I mean, American accent, I can say like, can I have a cup of water, please? Now
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
very American. In typical English,
Yeah.
can I have a cup of water, please? But I know how to. I'm very fortunate that I know how to use my voice, and I know how to let it go around.
Yeah. Yeah. Just change the dialect and change the accent
Mm.
frequently. You can do a lot of things. So was it like, have you worked on this like for years, or it just happened and you can switch it just like a part of your body,
I
or
think,
you tried?
to be honest, AJ, I think that it just happened. It just
Oh.
happened because when I was growing up, I had the kind of an American accent because people would ask my family, "Where's he from?" And me being the funny man, I said, "I'm from New York City, baby." And every my sister said, "My sister," because
Oh.
I'm the youngest and I'm the jokative person of the family.
Yeah, okay,
But
got it.
no, I think it just switched itself. I mean, and as I said, it's just done its work itself, and I've just allowed it to continue, allowed it to flow.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. This is one thing that's the best part that you have when it comes to when it comes in field of acting. You can have different kind of jobs,
Mm,
and this is one skill that comes with you. You don't have to work on it regularly.
mm,
It's just the plus that any director who's working with you can have. It's just you can offer them this kind of skills in
mm,
their projects. So that's the best part. And I love hearing of how you got it. So yeah.
mm.
Uh, how do you, as an actor, prepare for audition and roles, especially when it comes to character development? How's the prep and the whole thing?
They give me a character to do. I for an assignment. It was called Crispin's speech. It's a Henry the Fifth. He did a
Okay.
speech to his troops. So around
Okay.
the area where I live, I have like it's like a valley, and it was just like as I say, I go running around there sometimes, and again, I've got my earphones in, and I've got my words, and once I had was very confident that I could recite it without anything. I I'd stand in the valley by myself. Imagine myself in the presence of my the crowd, my troops, my soldiers, and I try to deliver that line like I'm speaking to people. So I try to, you know, as I said again, my imagination is very strong. So I could imagine
Yeah.
I'm in the
Visualization of
presence
the
of
thing.
exactly. So and that's how I put it forth across. And then I make sure that myself is taped. So if I don't like it, then I rectify it or change it to make it to my liking, if you understand what I mean.
Yep, yep, completely. So that's how you prepare. You visualize the whole
Correct.
thing in 3D. That's
Mm.
your process of actually imagining the
Absolutely.
whole thing in 3D,
Absolutely.
putting yourself in the
Their
place
shoes.
and
Yeah.
imagining. So you need a quiet place to prepare yourself. You need a
Right.
place where nobody is around you, and you
Mhm.
still develop a visualization. You still
Right.
develop the whole scene in 3D, visualize it, and then
Mm.
you. So if the scene is like screaming and shouting, or it requires extra amount of energy, you do it in that way, or you just control yourself. What's the thing when
No,
in the
no. If it needs screaming, then I do it that way. As long as I can get it out, and if
oh
as long as it's very realistic, if it feels real to me, it's
yeah.
if it feels real to me, I can feel it.
Got it, got it. So, how's the thing with your co-actors? How do you deal with the chemistries? You get a new co-actor every new project. You get things, and so most of the times the chemistry is not working. Most of the times you try to connect with each other. Someone else is not prepared well. Someone else is more prepared than you are. So, how is the thing? How you operate when it comes to co-actor? How is the energy?
Well, firstly, no, when I go into a movie, I always make sure that I am very, very prepared. So I will honestly say this, hand on heart, no actor is more prepared than I when they're going into a role because I don't want to make myself look like a fool.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, that's good. That's good.
yeah. Number two, as regards for chemistry, I've worked with some actors and actresses, and it's when we're off the camera, the
Mm-hmm.
relationship is not good. The arguments are there, but when we are on the camera, it's really.
It's
I mean,
there.
there was one particular actress we did not get along at all, but we made sure that when we were on screen, the dislike, I wouldn't say because I don't dislike anybody, the disagreements that she and I had for each other, etc., are
Okay.
brought on screen because we are on the
Mm-hmm.
screen, we did not like each other. So although we did not get along off screen, you bring that energy onto screen so they can say, wow, they don't really like each other. But
Oh, this is cool scene.
Mm,
What's happening? You just like throwing on each other
exactly, my friend.
on
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah,
Oh god. Oh god.
that's how it is. That is how it is. That's
Okay.
how it's been a
Okay.
few times because actors can be, people have different
Yeah.
characters,
Yeah.
different personalities, but you've
And
just
you're
got to
used
try
to it.
and work around that.
You are used to it. You're patient with it. You know that people. Once you know the culture, like you told me, you have you. Once you know the culture, you have a broad mind. So
Right.
I guess you try to be patient, not
You
judging too.
try.
Yeah, yeah. You try to be patient, not judging too sooner. Just
Mm,
letting that go. Just this is a part of of the life.
mm,
It will happen. So just
right.
let that go. Got it. Got it. Okay, that's cool. Scene. You
Mm,
were mad at her, and the scene was also getting mad on her.
right.
Okay. Uh, Now here comes to you, like when you started in acting, I guess 2019, right?
Hmm.
2019.
Correct.
2019, I guess 4 years in the business. Done a lot of plays, a lot of things, failed in a lot of auditions, won a lot of auditions, got in projects, worked it. Also in voiceovers, the process is the same, getting into projects like auditioning and all. The whole cycle goes up. You come to home and you sleep, and the next day you get up, prepare for projects, go back to work.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The
It's called
same cycle
hustling,
for
AJ. Hustle,
yeah,
hustle,
yeah.
hustle.
It's too big of cycle. So tell me one thing. In this 4 year of business running all around, what have you learned? So in this 4 years of business, getting up, going back, doing the work, just
Mm,
completing the cycles one after another every single time. What's
mm.
the thing that acting had taught you uh, in life?
Oh, one thing.
Like you can
Nothing is
tell
certain
me.
in life. I can assure you. One thing about acting, I can assure you that certain things, I mean, they would offer you good roles and you're getting ready to play these roles and they telephone you and say, well, we've decided to cancel because of the budget. So
Yeah,
if things like that happen, you just move on. You've just got to move on. And getting back, what has acting taught me about life? Don't take it personal. You just move on in life. In order to get where you need to get, you need to have a tunnel vision. You listen to
yeah,
people along the way, but of course, but at the end of the day, it's your own
yeah.
way that counts, etc. And that's my philosophy. If you listen to too much people about this and the other, you will never get anywhere in life. At the end of the day, it's just you, yourself, and yourself. So
Got it.
if you need to get somewhere, go for it. And I said that 3 years ago when we and I did our talk. I said, go for it. It's
Yeah.
2023 now, and I'm saying it again. Go
You
for it.
sing again. Go for it. Go for it.
Mm,
So any lessons that stayed with you, that acting, that in this field that you learned from that this whole field, not about the business, about the life that you learn. Any lesson that stayed with you. Sometimes things work, sometimes things doesn't work. You being part of this business for 4 years, sometimes, like you told me, project got started but not funded.
mm,
People came but it didn't go well. You were in the good energy, but co-actor wasn't in the good energy. But you were still there. You now said go for it. So what's the thing that
Right.
you learned, and that the lesson that acting gave you, that stayed with you today, and it's going to stay with you forever?
Absolutely. I will always say is that when you're in this business, people know about people and know about this, that, and the other. Treat people well, because if you treat people not so well, eventually that you will meet them again, etc. That
Oh,
it's like being in the army again. Pardon my
yeah,
language, but they say crap follows you. Like if you're a soldier, AJ, and you're a bad
yeah.
soldier, you go
Mhm.
somewhere. I'm your sergeant major. You don't like me. You go somewhere else. I guarantee you, me being your sergeant major will know the people who you are with in your next unit. So treat people well, treat people fairly, because you never know when people
Yeah.
are going to come and bite you in your behind, etc. Take advantage, because they're going to turn around and say, "Well, I
Wow.
remember that actor, and he had a bit of an attitude. Watch him." Everybody
Mhm.
wants to progress in life. That's the idea, to progress as far as you can, and you don't
Yeah.
want anything chopping off your feet or hindering you. So treat people well, and you'll go far. Even if people treat you bad, just treat them well,
Yeah.
professionally.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much for this kind of advice. This is
Mm,
very powerful advice, and I was just looking from you. You are just not 4 year into this. 4 year is very low period when it comes to professional, but I also
and
knew
a
that
lot.
there is a 19 years in the business,
Mm,
like not in the field of acting, but in military. You are a professional one. So I always thought there must be something that you, once you are grown up with this field, you keep on learning, you keep on getting, okay, this is what I learned from this is what I learned from this. I was
mm,
always looking for this kind of advice, and thank you.
mm.
I learned new thing. So this is one thing I also try on, and I got benefited by being good to people. I
Yep.
got benefited by not getting angry, and I was like, at that point I was angry. I was angry because sometimes things doesn't work out.
Mm,
So we often get angry. It's not that someone else is going to be angry, both are going to be angry at the same point.
right.
You are saying, you on this side, do not get angry,
Mm,
because this is one thing. If you be good to people, that circle is going to follow, and you are going to meet
absolutely right.
indirectly the good people. So
Mm,
if you get angry, then you lose the power. If
right.
you stay, so I guess you confirm that for me, because I'm the same. I also
Mhm.
believe, and you now just hey, that's right. That's right.
Right.
So that's the one thing that got ticked, and this is going to help a lot of people. This is something out of the box advice that you gave. I was not expecting, but yeah,
Mm.
thank you so much.
You're very welcome, sir. Anytime. Anytime.
And now, here's the thing. I guess we connected a lot on this particular acting part. You told me how you deal with this, but tell me one thing. Now you go to project tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow. I'm not going tomorrow. Some morning, you wake up, like first year in the business. First few months in the acting field. You just
Mm.
wake up in the morning. Completely, you came to know, hey, there's audition and perfect role for your age. Everything's look perfect. You do the audition, and they say you are not fit. How
Okay.
you used to deal with that versus now in 2023, how you used to deal with the failures and the
Yeah.
rejections in this field?
Well, when I first started, you were correct. I always prepare myself. And when they said, I'm sorry, they wouldn't even they wouldn't even text me or email me telling me you
Oh,
didn't get the
yeah,
job,
yeah,
etc.
that's the
They just
that's the
ignore you,
thing.
etc. That was
Yeah,
very upsetting. And to think to yourself that you've put in a lot of work and effort in order to portray that part as realistic as you possibly can for the director and the other people to turn around and say no. And again, I live in Warwickshire here, and I've got to take the train down to London, which is what, 1.5 to 2 hours journey,
oh,
for them to give me an audition agent and say, I'm
shoot.
sorry you didn't get the part. And you think, what a waste of bloody journey. But I remember speaking
Wow.
to my agent, she turned and she said, well, forget it, just move on. So that's what I do. I go into an audition, and I do the best I can. And if it's not good enough, it's not my fault, because I knew for a fact I put it all out on the table. So if they say it's no, then that's their fault, not mine,
Yeah,
etc. They've missed a good actor, and I come prepared. But you move on. You just
yeah,
move on. You've got to. At the end of the day, this is what this business is about. Eventually, somebody will pick you up, but at the end of the day, that particular day, they didn't particularly want you. So you
yeah.
move on until somebody else wants you, because
Got it.
eventually they will.
So, okay, so the journey, the transformation, I can see first of all, in few months, you were like, what the hell? Why?
Exactly.
It's why
But yeah,
two
you
and a half
wise up
of
to it,
journey,
man.
two and a
Yeah.
half hour journey, and
Mm.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now you are saying, okay, let it go. It's just a bad day. It's just not my part.
Oh
It
yeah,
is
yeah,
not looking for me, and there will be someone who's looking for me.
yeah. Mm.
I just want to be with the same energy with that guy also. Got it. Great thing. Great thing. Okay.
Mm.
What do you believe is the most important trait or skill for an actor to possess, according to you?
An actor should have the ability or possess the ability to bring a particular character to life, and that is done by researching greatly. If it means a physical transformation, then you do that physical transformation. But that's the trait. He needs to have the ability to bring the character to life. So when people see him on the screen, they think, "Wow, really? I didn't know that. Wow, how realistic!" Things like that. So
Yeah.
that's my thing. And again, when we was at drama school, you have Stanislavski and Meister. You learn through things like that because they are the authors who taught actors to do things like that, be
Yeah.
realistic. And I try
Mm,
to do that.
got it. Got it. I got it.
Mm,
Okay. Great thing. Um Now, here's one thing I'd like to know. You being into the like going to auditions, being on set,
mm,
being with fellow actors, experienced one more than you, who are doing it for like 20 years, I guess 10 years, 8 years.
mm.
And what advice you got from the people that you worked with about acting? What advice that stayed with you about
What
acting?
advice would I give to the people who want to
No,
become
no,
an
no.
actor? Did you say?
No. I'm talking about what is the best piece of advice you
Oh,
received
I've
in your acting
received.
career.
Right.
Who gave it to you?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
But I should be humble, which I very well am. I should be very grateful, which I certainly am. And I should be professional, which I always am at all times. So those are the advices: humble, professional. You
God,
know,
who gave it to you? Who gave it to you? Can you remember those
it
names? Or
was
did
my
people
director,
talk to
son, my
people?
director, my drama teacher, Mark Pegg, told us
Okay.
all. When we first started out, you got to be humble, respectful, professional, and always be, because
Yeah.
as I said, in this business, when you're bad to somebody, it will come around. You will
Yeah.
meet them on the way down.
Be humble. Got it.
Mm,
Okay. Now we jump on some of the quick questions,
mhm.
but I just want to know the reasons. What's your favorite genre and why?
I like romance. I do like
Okay.
romance. So
Okay.
and
Great.
the reason why, again, if you got a good actress and it's a romantic story, the chemistry should be right. And when the chemistry is good, then
Yeah. Yeah.
everything works out
It's
well.
just, yeah. Yeah. Got it. Your favorite movie? Why?
Ooh, I've got a few. Right. I would say number one, I love Heat with Robert De
Okay.
Niro and Al Pacino. I love The Shining with Jack Nicholson, one of my favorite actors. I
Hmm.
also love Raging Bull,
Okay.
again with Robert De Niro. Again, he changes his character. But my favorite movie, again, it's from the 40s, and the genre, it's a very romantic movie. It's called A Quiet Man with John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara.
Okay. The Quiet Man.
Hmm.
Okay. Any reason? Any reason?
Again, it's a romantic. It's set in Ireland. John Wayne was a retired boxer, and it's in a place called Innisfree. And when you do see the
Okay.
movie and you see the actual, it's just everything is beautiful about it. The countryside in Ireland, the two wonderful actors and actresses, John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara,
Yeah.
everything just fitted. Everything fitted perfectly.
Good. Good.
Mm.
Great. Your favorite actor?
Robert De
Why?
Niro by a long shot, and the reason being is because this man, he is Mr. Character actor, having the ability to transform himself. I don't know if you've seen the movie Raging Bull when he put on all that weight,
Yeah.
and if you saw Cape Fear when he had all the tattoos and he lost all that weight. He's somebody people like myself would always aspire to be, etc. And again, you've got my Denzel Washington, another one.
Yeah.
How could I leave
Denzel
him
Washington.
out?
Yeah.
And Morgan Freeman. People say, Wayne, you Morgan Freeman or what? I says, no. Morgan is Morgan and Wayne is Wayne. So yeah,
Okay.
ideally I would say I'm Denzel Washington, but I
Denzel
do have
Washington.
a soft spot
Equalizer
for
is
Robert De
coming.
Niro.
Equalizer 3, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, correct.
Yep. 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 Got it. And over World Cup. Okay. Okay. That was it. And we'll have some conversation. But tell me, do you practice now? Or you go for nets? Anything related to cricket? You just, or
I,
it's completely off the field?
People, a friend of mine has told me one time. I mean, up in a place in Birmingham, they
Mm-hmm.
have a cricket a cricket school, and they've got a cricket team, and I've often wanted to go up there to see what they're about. And I've been up that neck of the woods once or twice, and
Okay.
I've been in the nets, but because
Mm-hmm.
of the acting, and it does take precedence. A
Yeah.
lot of the time, That's one thing you'll say with acting. People say that as in this business, sometimes you have so many time off, etc. But when you're in demand or when you're working continuously, you don't really
Yeah,
have any time. But
time to.
the times that I do have, if I'm not watching cricket, I'm bowling, batting, trying my best, etc., to try to hit that elusive centre, but
Okay.
not as often as I would like to anyway.
Got it. Okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, with time, it
Mm.
falls out. All it remains is just streaming the over, streaming
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last few
yeah,
balls.
yeah.
All we have today is what
Right.
we do is like a crazy cricket lovers do
Mm.
is stream the last 4 or 5 overs
Absolutely.
or last 4 or 5 balls when you're
Mm.
working around on streaming platforms.
Mhm.
Okay, got it. Now we got good amount of talk on cricket, and I
Mm.
see that energy that when it comes to cricket, you're like ears on.
Oh, I
Okay,
love
what's
it. I
happening?
love it. Can't get enough of it,
Oh,
Ajay. Cannot get enough of it.
any favorite cricketer that you remember that
I
really
remember a
inspired
hell of
you?
a lot of them. I remember Abdul Qadir for Pakistan, Imran Khan for Pakistan. I remember Michael Holding for the West Indies. Of course,
Hmm.
Viv for the West Indies. Joel
Yeah,
Garner for the West Indies. For Sri Lanka, the only one I remember is Maninga and the
Malinga.
Slinger.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Muligara, Muthaiya Muligara,
yeah. And for South Africa, I
Muligara.
remember Rice, Clive Rice. He was the captain.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Remember one who Hansi Cronje, who died in an
Yeah,
airplane
yeah.
crash. And
Yep.
then Van der Best. You have for New Zealand, you have Hadley. And you have for Australia, well, you
Richard
can
Hadley.
name so many. You've got Steve Waugh, you've got the Waugh
Yeah.
brothers, you've got Shane Warne, you've got
Shane Warne.
who else? Healy, and all of them. And of course for England, well, but India, Kapil Dev, I remember him very well.
83.
Yeah, Kapil Dev. What was it? What was it?
Sunil
There was a
Sunil
guy.
Gavaskar. Sunil
Sorry.
Gavaskar. Sunil Gavaskar.
Sanya, that's right, Gavaskar. Who could forget him? And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
Sachin Tendulkar.
there was a Pakistani cricket. I think his name is Moheen
Sho-
Khan, but he married an Asian,
Moin.
an Indian
Oh,
actress, I believe.
no, that was Shoaib Malik, I guess. No, that she
Okay,
was. No,
right.
not an actress. She was tennis player. She's an Indian tennis player.
Okay, right. Well, maybe I got my history rigged up. But yeah, I do remember them. I remember them a lot. I mean, when I'm upstairs, if I'm not rehearsing, sometimes I'm looking at a documentary about Curly Ambrose at the moment, etc., which is
Wow.
very interesting. He comes from an Antigua place called Sweets. So
Yeah.
he's one of my favorite batsmen, and of course, Kohli Walsh. So
You
yes,
you
cricket, I
you
love
you
it.
are a crazy cricket fan. You're
Oh,
crazy
very.
cricket, just like us. You remember the players, the years,
Mm,
the numbers, the countries, which
yeah.
player from which
Mm,
country.
good
This
memory.
takes next level of cricket love to remember that.
Exactly.
We
So
are the same.
hence, I bring that into my acting, exactly to remember things.
Wow.
Right.
So here's the thing. What do you think about like Virat Kohli, the top number player, is going? Really, I'm a big fan. I got inspired from Virat Kohli. What do you think
Of
about
course,
Virat
this
Kohli?
guy.
Yeah.
I'd heard about him really, and I'd heard about him, but boy, this the way how this guy
The game.
plays. I've seen a documentary. It's on iPlayer. It was Australia against
Yeah.
India.
That thing. I know that. The
Yeah, man,
ashes.
this
I think
guy.
it's
I think
ashes.
he's better than Sachin. He's more. He flows a lot easier, and his shots are magnificent. Even Smith, he's world
Steve
class
Smith.
cricketer
Steve
number
Smith.
one. He said
Yeah.
he's never seen a batter like that before, and I agree. Sometimes you watch in awe, in amazement, the way how that
Yeah.
guy pulls
The
off the
aura.
shots. I think it's better than Sachin Tendulkar. No, easy.
Yeah. Got it. So I don't want dates. He's the king. We call him King Kohli. That's it.
Right, King Kohli.
He's the
That's right, King
Yeah,
Kohli.
he's King Kohli. We call him King because he's now ruling, on all
Yeah,
the
he's good.
series.
It's very, very
He
good.
got 7 centuries in 1 year now.
Yeah, I think he
So
could have
he
got
had a
more.
good comeback. Yeah, he's
Mm,
coming. He's got 77, second on the rank after
wow.
Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah,
Okay.
Viv Richards said he's fantastic. So
Yeah.
if Viv Richards says he's good, if
Yeah.
Ian Smith says he's good, then
Yeah.
this guy's really, 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 really
Really good.
something.
Really good. I'm a big fan. I got influence from him. And
Right.
that's the thing. One thing I'd like to know on the last part is
Mhm.
being a cricket fan, what cricket taught you, any lessons that you learned from cricket, anything that you learned from cricket that you applied in your regular life?
Um, I guess discipline. To be honest,
Discipline.
just to be disciplined, etc. And again, as well as cricket, that stems from military life. I hate
Yeah.
being late.
Mhm.
I like to be somewhere. I like to be prepared at all times, and that's how. So it's not just cricket; it's the acting stuff. That's how life is to me. Etc. If you want to be somewhere, make sure you do it 100% and you're prepared and you're not
Okay then.
late.
Okay, great. And I would like you all to go and follow Veen on Instagram, Facebook, where you can watch and connect with him. Make
Right.
sure you go and check the description. I've linked all the stories of different genres, so you can just tap on it, download it, and listen when you have time to listen to it. It's just download free and everything is available. And there's a lot to do, but I guess at this moment we got connected properly. This is Wayne's iPhone 12, which is helping us out. A last minute thought of not having a laptop, still we connected.
We
I just
did.
went
We
with the
did.
flow.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, so we just got connected. And I just want to thank you, Wayne, for connecting with me. I completely forgot. It was because I thought you were busy in some lots of projects, because I was keep seeing your premiere of movie, a lot of things. I thought like he's busy in some other projects, but you just messaged me on the right time. I was looking
Correct.
for people, and you just said,
Yes.
hey, I'm interested. I thought, what? I'm just looking for people. I'm just
Yeah,
looking for
I
guests
was
to.
very interested to do the podcast with you again because when we did the last one, it was like I
Yeah.
didn't really speak to you again. But I thought, well, what's happened to this man? So I thought, well, give him a go.
Yeah, yeah. So I did a lot of interviews with NYC-based actors, did a lot of
Mhm.
projects, kept on moving, and I got good
Absolutely,
amount
that's
of
what it's
setup.
about.
Yeah,
Mm.
I got that. So it's
Yeah.
good. And yeah, no. So this is me, Ajay Tambe, the host and producer of Create Your Story podcast. And now I'm signing off.